everybody, what's going on? Hope you're having a safe and awesome week. Today we got a Triangle Haul of Comics for you. We got a lot to cover. We both have equally big stacks. Ours is because we hadn't been there in about a month. But I'm going to go ahead and have Jenna start us off.
Actually, both of us got it. So it was crossover number 1. Look for a review on that one. It's super good, done by Donny Cates. And is it Jeff?
No, it's just Jeff.
Is that Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff Shaw.
Jeff Shaw.
That's how Jeff Johns spells his name too.
Yeah, I know, and I always mess it up. Sorry about all the names I'm gonna mess up in this.
Yeah, we're pretty bad with names.
Yeah, so anyways, it's number 1. It's super good. It's on my Image Comics. I enjoyed the crap out of it. It was so good. I couldn't wait. I'm sorry, guys. Everything else I've waited for to show you, but that one I've been waiting for, like...
That was...
Yeah.
it was pre-dinner entertainment.
Yes. Yes. All right, Sean, you want to do the next one?
All right. So this next one was one that I actually kind of forgot was coming out until it was in my box. So, and that is, they continued with the White Knight series from Batman, but this is Harley Quinn. As I understand, what this is supposed to be is Harley actually as a psychiatrist. So that is, for me at least, is abundantly interesting because to see her be that side of her, because there are times in some of her comics or even some of the movies where you actually see her tap into that logical part of herself and you see how smart she truly is. So I'm really curious to see what this is like and how they paint it to go along with like what they did with the Batman White Knight series that they did a couple
Which was really good.
Yeah,
yes,
really
it was amazing. So yeah, very excited for that one.
So the next one I have is the first one of the, well, not the first one, but the first one we have in the stack. Is so Dark Knight's Metal did a second run this last year. It was Dark Knight's Death Metal, where it's a continuation of the storyline. But this time they did a lot of one-shots, and this is one of them. This is the Rise of the New Gods, and I'm really interested to see it because it's going to have a lot of the like other Batmans. This time they're not all the evil Batmans. There's still quite a few of the evil Batmans. Batman Who Laughs definitely got an upgrade in the storyline, and
It's very strange to me just looking at the cover.
Yeah.
Does that not look like kind of Ultron to you if you look at it from kind of far away?
Well, I mean, you're not caught up on it, but the newest upgrade for Batman Who Laughs is closer to Ultron than it is like what's going on.
That's very true.
Because he crossed over a major character from Watchmen that sort of has made him
Gotcha.
stuff.
Okay. I admittedly have
Things
not
and
read
stuff.
any of Death Metal yet, so yeah.
Me neither. I'm waiting for it to kind of get to a close.
They're not going to.
All right, so my next one is, as we call this, is one of the gambles for me. This is from Stonebot Comics called Mandrake, the Magician. This is one that I've been seeing a lot on social media advertised. I really can't tell you what the synopsis is. I don't remember it, but it should be really good. I mean, magic is one of the things that's always fascinated me ever since I was a kid. So any stories that are kind of like that, I know I'll probably enjoy it.
So the next one I got is another Death Metal one-shot. It's called Robin King. So I've actually done a review of the introduction of...
Death Metal?
No, Robin.
Oh.
The Robin King.
Yes.
So it's kind of... so it's a Bruce Wayne, but turned psychopath killer. He's actually the one that killed his parents in this universe. And he never actually grows up. So Alfred actually tried to take him out because he was just killing people instead of, growing up. So instead of turning into Batman, he actually makes this gear because him and Alfred had to go through the whole house fighting so that he could live. And this is going to be what it's like for Bruce Wayne, Robin, evil, what he's up to now with the multiverse. Because he likes killing, and he likes killing people.
So he's like a Peter Pan version of Bruce Wayne? He never grows up?
Yeah. And he's evil.
That's
His utility belt is literally just stuff that he found around his house so he could take out Alfred because Alfred drugged him and was going to put him down because he was so evil. And that didn't happen.
He's going to fight him with spatulas and stuff?
We'll also be sure to put a link.
He sharpened him. It's really good.
We'll also be sure to leave a link to that review because it was a 6-part Death Metal story that she did a review on. So we'll leave that link for that down here in the description.
Especially the T-Rex Batman was...
All right.
Okay.
This next one is from Vault Comics, which is somebody that I've known, well, not somebody, a company that I've known about for a little bit. Just kind of starting to really read some of their stuff. This is called Giga. The cover on it is actually really, really cool. I don't know how you wouldn't want to read it just from that, looking like a giant robot hand holding a tree.
Yeah.
So, again, no idea what this is going to be about. It's another gamble. I can't wait to read it. I think it'll be really, really
The
good.
synopsis on it is kind of like what happens after the world of Mecha goes to sleep.
And I have a little side note here, a little sidebar when it comes to Vault Comics. Vault, please pick up The Atoll.
Yes!
Please
Yes!
finish The Atoll. We
Oh
have
my
the first
God.
2 issues. I did a review on that way back at the start of the channel. Please pick that up.
Come back.
Okay,
Baby, come
sidebar.
back. You can blame it all on me. Alright.
Take about 20% off there, huh?
Yeah, shut it up. Alright, so the next one I'm actually going to do both of them because this was kind of, one came out at the beginning of the month, one came out at the end of the month. So Death Metal is actually being continued on as a main series. It's a 6-parter, but then it's also being continued on by Justice League. So I have Justice League 55 and 56 here to help continue on the story. And I absolutely love it because there's a boat on 55 made out of human flesh and like bones.
Those are some amazing
Like,
covers,
yeah.
I gotta say.
And this one, I love this one because it's evil Batman, but it's also Martian Manhunter being absorbed by evil Martian Manhunter Batman. Evil Martian Manhunter. Say that sometimes fast. I can't even say it once.
Nah.
Evil Martian Manhunter Batman.
And they're continuing with that tradition of almost
Yeah.
all the metal series gets these amazing covers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so this next one is the conclusion. If you know me, I've said many a times I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I watched it as a kid. I don't care. So it's Draken New Dawn Part 3 of 3. If you haven't read this, you need to because Draken is one of the coolest characters that they've introduced into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers world in a long time. Granted, it's basically an evil Tommy Oliver, but nonetheless, he's still one of the coolest additions to that entire universe. Like I said, as a kid, it was great. They kind of got wayward with some of the shows that they're doing, but what they do in the comics still actually holds true to what they did back then. So I love it.
So Jay actually has one.
This one is very special to me. I haven't seen DC do it yet. I'm hoping DC does.
They did.
They did?
It's on the back of all
I
of
want to
theirs.
pick up
Not DC.
as
not
many
Marvel.
of these covers as I can.
Marvel did it.
And what they are is they're in memory of Chadwick Boseman, who was not only a tremendous actor in person, he brought one of my favorite Avengers to life, and I will always be grateful for that. And I want to say thank you to Image and Todd McFarlane because they put him on the cover of this issue of Spawn.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
That was done. Like Todd McFarlane really pushed to do this one. I think he actually wanted to do it with the last month's Spawn, but something else came up, and so they did it with this one. And they actually did almost 10 different covers of it. And this one was our favorite one. I picked this one just because I really loved the like color of it and the fact that it's him wearing the actual Spawn outfit. I love it.
And while at the same time he's giving you the Black Panther
Yeah.
thing, so it's
The
one of
Wakanda
those.
forever.
Yeah, it's one of the most amazing things. When Chadwick died, I know that hit
It
the
hit-
world hard. It hit everybody that knew him hard. It hit us pretty hard.
Prayers for your families.
Really, this is probably the first we've really been able to look at something and not get tearful when it comes to Chadwick. Because for anybody who really hasn't followed the guy, he was an amazing person.
Amazing human being.
So, and just hats off to him for being a hero like he was, and a real hero, not just portraying Black Panther.
Yeah.
To fight cancer like he did, you're a hero. So, rest in peace and prayers with your family from all of us.
Right.
Moving forward, now we have another one from Aftershock.
Nice.
So, this is called Sympathy for No Devils. Again, this is another one that is a gamble, so I will flat out be honest that I don't know what it is about, but it's Aftershock.
They have never done anything bad, so
Pretty much. I've
loved everything that I've read from them.
She's read everything from them, literally.
Yeah.
Everything that I have read from them so far just this year, nothing has been bad. I will flat out say that Pestilence is still probably my favorite horror comic right now.
Oh,
Really,
love
really
it.
good.
That was the first one I ever read, and that's still my favorite one out of everything I've read so far.
I think Dark Ark is still my favorite. And they just put out the trade for the After the Flood, so I'm really excited. I
Awesome.
can't wait to get that.
Oh, they better do a hardcover because I'm gonna grab that to add. Oh, good. All right. So
Okay.
this next one was for Jenna.
Me, because Jenica. I'm Jenna. And also, I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's a female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And this is actually a second thing. Like, it's number 2, because they've done a first run. I think it was 5 or 6 issues. I've read them all. Loved them all. Sorry, yes. And I really can't wait because it is really set in a world where everybody is an animal instead of just a handful with the turtles fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like everybody. And you can kind of see it like here on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's just like, she's so awesome. She's so cool. I love her so much.
Well, so
She has a
I'm
cape.
curious, since I haven't read anything, what is her main weapon of choice that she fights with?
Her hands.
So she's just a badass.
Fist-
She's a badass.
She's fisticuffs.
Any weapon she can get her hand on, she uses. But she's
Really?
like, she's got that full like jujitsu like Batman can
What
use
you
his hands.
call-
Yeah, it's so cool.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that because honestly I haven't read any of them just yet.
They're so good.
I need to. All right. So the next one is another. I love this show. I love this series. It's the Orville. So I was totally wrong. I will flat out admit when I was talking about this, I really thought that it was just going to be a two-parter thing. I didn't realize what they were going to do is a few things are going to be part 1 and part 2, but issues 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that this is going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to read it because for those of you, if you haven't watched the show, you need to.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane can do no wrong.
True.
But for him to come, and this was like, I think his first live action show that he
Yes.
did for TV.
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
This, and him being, he's
I know he
a,
did a movie.
yes,
I did a couple movies. But
Yeah.
a couple movies, but
Show.
you know, for and him admitting, I think he was a big Star Trek fan, but for him to make his own universe and it to be as good as it is,
Yes, it's so good.
it's amazing. So definitely watch the show and check it out, and then get the comics to
Yeah.
do some of the tie-in stories.
So the next one I have, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I still can't figure out which movie cover this is supposed to be, is Deceased Dead Planet. Oh gosh, what number is this one? Are we on 4 or 5? I can't remember. I've lost track of how many I've read. I read them all. I love them all. They're all really good. So Dead Planet is the third set because it goes Deceased, Deceased Unkillables, and then there's a couple one-shots, and this is Deceased Dead Planet. And we actually get all the movie posters. Like, I don't know if you guys know what movie it's supposed to be, because I
I will
can't.
find out later.
I actually haven't looked at the cover enough to
I
know.
have.
Yeah.
Looked up every single cover so far just to make sure. Some of them are pretty on the nose, you
Yeah.
can tell. Others,
Like this one, I can't.
they even
figure
did
it
an
out.
Aquaman one for one
Yeah,
of the Dead Planet
it was
ones.
really cool. They did a Full Metal Jacket one,
Full
and
Metal
I really love that
Jacket,
one.
yep.
But it's set up after the second one, and this one is based off with Constantine, and then you also have like the kids of the Justice League. So right now, since Batman was one of the first people to die in the very first issue, super sad. But he saved himself long enough to warn everybody else. But now they had left. So you have Damian Wayne as Batman now. You have John is Superman now. You have like the kids of them. There's only a handful of them that ended up surviving. Like the Green Lantern, it was Hal Jordan and John Stewart are the ones that survived, and they got away. And they came back to Earth to try and end it because of the anti-life equation, and they actually found Cyborg. And in this one, I'm really excited to see if they get the spirit. John Constantine gets the Spear of Destiny or not, and it's gonna be really exciting.
I actually did a review on the very first issue of Deceased when they started. Really good comic.
Oh,
Pick it up
gosh,
if you're into horror zombie kind of things
Yeah.
with a superhero twist.
Oh, and protect your heart because it's gonna like crush it
It's
for
gonna
you.
crush
It's gonna
it.
crush your heart. Okay.
DC seems to be good at that.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this next one is, I'm hoping this is good because I'm gonna leave before I show you the cover. It's a Marvel comic. Outside of like Deadpool the last few years, and then there's a Juggernaut run that just started that actually seems like it's gonna be really good. Marvel just has not been able to keep my interest. I'm not gonna say they sucked. It's just it hasn't been able to keep my interest. So hopefully this will be good because the cover looks awesome.
And the show just wrapped up.
Yep. So the show on Hulu, it just wrapped up. So it's Hellstrom. Don't know anything about this. Again, you'll find that that's kind of most number ones for me. That's just how I discover things. But I'm hoping it'll be good because I want Marvel to get back to doing the great
Awesome stuff
the
that
great
they
stuff
do,
that
yeah.
that they did in the past. Your Marvel zombies, your
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, all
Civil
that sort
War.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the some of the quintessential stories. They were even like the Daredevil Noir that I've
Yeah.
done a review of, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really hope they get back to putting out that kind of stuff.
So the next one I have is by Dark Horse, and it's a number 4. So everybody here knows I am like the queen of the Alien franchise. Aliens.
Xenomorph Queen.
Yes,
you
I
are.
love it so much. I've read all of them. Oh, anywho. So this one is really cool. What they did was they took the first ever original screenplay of the first movie and they've turned it into a comic. And it's really cool to see, like, a lot of stuff that ended up not in any of the movies, and some of the stuff that they took out of the first movie and sprinkled into, like, the other movies, including, like, Prometheus and, like, the prequels and the crossover stuff that they've done. It's really cool to see what all was in the actual original screenplay for it. And I'm enjoying it so immensely because everybody dies.
Nice.
Because everybody dies at the fair.
Alright, so this next one, I'm probably going to butcher the title of.
Because we can't figure it out.
Autumnal.
Autumnal?
Alright, I think she's right. The weird thing is, can't actually tell who it's from. I can't remember what. Vault.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vault says right there on the cover. My bad. So, what was it again?
Autumnal.
Yeah, that.
Autumnal. Think autumn, but no.
And usually she asks us how to pronounce words, so this one we're going to go to her expertise.
Yeah.
Autumnal.
This is one of those, as you can probably see from the cover, that is the exact reason why I grabbed it off
Yeah.
of the
Plus,
shelf.
the owner of the store told me that everybody, she made everybody in the store read it the first day it came out, and it's so good.
Yeah, this
Like, it wasn't even actually out yet, because books come out on Wednesdays. They come into the store on Tuesdays for us to, like, count them and make sure they all look good. And she's like, you all need to read it now.
Yeah.
Right now.
So, yeah, it was one of those, didn't even know about it. I was just walking down because I wanted to add a few extra singles and stuff to my box for this week. So I grabbed that, and because I've been on this huge horror kick because of her and him and her, that's just been kind of piquing my interest. So, as I said before, I'm slowly kind of making my way back into some of the superhero stuff, but this is kind of where the fun has been for me the
Just
last
picking stuff up.
10 months. Yeah, it was literally just grabbing stuff.
So this next one, you guys might be a little surprised, but here's a little insight about me. I love My Little Pony. So this is number 4 of the crossover of My Little Pony and Transformers, and it's been so good. It's been so good because it's about friendship, and it's about magic, and it's about Transformers, and it's just all around happiness on my insides.
It's the crossover you didn't know you needed until it happened.
Yeah. They also released last week, it's Back to the Future and Transformers, where the Ecto-1 is Optimus Prime. And that was cool too.
yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. IDW is doing these great crossovers. They did Terminator and Transformers. They did this one.
Green Lantern, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. So they're really good with their crossovers, especially with, like,
Things that you didn't think would mix.
they mix so well.
Well, yeah. And
They
think
mix
about
so well.
what got me into comics was an IDW crossover because it was the
Batman and
Turtles,
TNT,
Batman
yeah.
and Turtles.
Nice.
And if you haven't read any of those 3, I'll say 4 because there's
There's the Adventures also.
there's that one too that's based with the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles, but you have the 3 runs that they've done with the actual comic characters plus the movie.
Yep.
By the way, if you haven't seen the movie,
Get on it.
man, you need to because
do it.
I will flat out say Shredder is Batman's equal.
Yes.
Fight me. All right, so the next one from Image. Image has been, hashtag
point.
killing it.
Yeah, kill it.
It's called Chew, and again, this is one of those where I just saw the cover and grabbed it because I've been kind of seeing Image plug this one on their social media. So I really want to read it, and according to Jay, this is actually a continuation of an original run.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll like it, and then I'll probably wait for the rest of this one to come out in like trade form, and then go back and read the older stuff to just kind of maybe get more familiar with what's going on in this universe.
Alright, so the next one I have is a number 5. I think we've actually all been reading it. At least, I know me and you
I was
have.
waiting for it to end.
It's not going to. This is going to be a continuation. Just go read what we have. It's number 5 of That Texas Blood. So it's based on a small town in Texas that has not good things happening. And somebody who actually, as another person from a really small town from Texas, I can actually say this and mean it, is they escaped. Like they were like, okay, I'm not gonna be small town, like troublesome no more. I'm gonna get out to the city. And he turned into a writer, and it's just, well, his brother dies, and he has to come back, and there are things.
She did a review on this one.
I did a review, but this one's number 5. It's really good. I can't wait.
This
I
is
can't wait to read
usually, when it gets to the 5th issue of something, that's usually when I'll start reading because I don't like to stop in the middle of an arc.
it. Yeah.
Alright, so this next one is issue 2, and this has probably been my personal favorite Scout release in a while. And it's called Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists.
Oh, they've done no wrong lately.
Yeah, Scout has and really been on a hit parade lately with everything that they've been doing, especially now that a lot of their stuff's going to be in development for movies and series.
She don't know that though. So the next one is a company we talked about a few minutes ago. I know nothing about this, and I'm really excited. It's called Red Atlantis by Aftershock, and it's really rare for me to not know about something. And Aftershock was like, surprise! And I was like, oh, give me. Take my money.
If I remember the synopsis right, this is like a bunch of ex-spies and stuff
Yeah.
from one of the war. I think it's one of the wars.
I think it was the Cold War.
Cold War. So this should be really, really
Yeah.
good. I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those like espionage thrillers.
They put the synopsis out, and a week later the comic was out. And I was like, oh, you can't surprise me. You have to give me warnings. So I can't wait to read it, because like I said, Aftershock can do almost no wrong. It's so good. Okay.
All right. This next one is from another company that I would never have found out about except for RLCS that Jenna works at, is huge on supporting indie companies, no matter how big or small they are. So this is from Mad Cave called Stargazer. Again, this is one of those where I saw the cover, sounded cool, grabbed it, have no idea what it's about. Can't wait to read it because Mad Cave is really good. They've got a few big series. God, what was the first one that I read?
Was it Battle Cats?
Well, Battle Cats is one. There's another. It was
Samurai Grandpa?
no, that's Source Point.
Oh, okay.
But it was in the same era. I just, for the life of me, I cannot think of it right now. But when we find out the title, Jay will put it somewhere here at the bottom.
Curse and Honor, or Honor and Curse?
Honor and
Honor
Curse.
and
That's what it
Curse,
was.
yeah.
I did a review of number 1. I had the trade. That was awesome. I can't wait to finish that whole story arc. But yeah, Mad Cave is awesome. Check out some of their stuff. They do a little bit of outside of the box with what they do, but it's so cool.
Speaking of small companies that really gets pushed, at least at my store, is AWA Upshot. So they're actually really cool. They only work on like a handful of stories at a time, and that's it. They make sure it gets all of their attention, so that way everything can be like done so well. And this is actually the second part of Year Zero. So the first volume I think was, I gotta want to say 5 issues, and it was so good. They wrapped it up beautifully, and they left only a couple of questions. And with this, I'm really hoping they expand on the 1 or 2 questions they still had. And of course, it's zombie apocalypse era type.
Oh yeah.
Not cool. In fact, the whole reason I picked up the first issue and the first page, it said it had an RV on it that said zombie killer, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can get behind on that.
This is another company that has done no wrong since they started printing. Was it this year? I think maybe.
I think the first thing they put out was earlier this year. Yeah.
So yeah, everything they've been done. Wow, my English this morning. Everything that they have done so far has been amazing.
Yeah.
Side note: John Lees wrote for this company a little series called Hotel. It's either Hotel or Hell. I can never remember.
Hotel Hell.
But pick it up. It's really freaking good.
And it's wrapped up. It's done.
Yes.
So.
That and what is it? Haunted. I can't remember the name of it, but it's another one where it's like a big ghost story that's amazing.
Oh, so good. They're so good at that.
Oh wow, I'm kind of getting down to the bottom of my pile here.
I'm not.
So I've got another one. I've got another one from Mad Cave. This was one that when I kind of saw it, it's called Dryfoot. This is set, I believe, in 1980s Miami.
Yeah.
Which is one of the deadliest parts.
Jesus.
Hence the Scarface cover, I
Hence
think.
the Scarface cover.
Scarface.
But that's one of the most dangerous eras, in the history of the city and whatnot. So that's one of those where I can't wait to read it because that's something I know all of us, not just because of Scarface, but other shows like Miami Vice, and you get really into that era because
Golden
of what
Girls.
they showed. Golden Girls.
Everything circles back to the Golden Girls.
Always. Betty White is queen.
So can't wait to read that as well.
So the next one I have is, can I show this on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the next one I have is Sacred 6, number 4 by Dynamite. So this is actually, it's not really a Vampirella, I'm sorry. Yes, Vampirella story. Yeah. It's not really her story, but she does kind of show up with it. It's about the other 6 females that are like her. Like, it talks about the very first one in ancient Egypt and how she, like, killed kids and whatnot. But, you know, it's not age appropriate.
All right.
But it's
That's
got the 6, like the other 6, including her mother. So it's really exciting to see.
All right, so this is my very last one, and you'll kind of notice a trend here. This is from Image yet again. This is one that Jenna grabbed like the first issue, maybe 2 of, but it's called Monstrous.
Yeah.
And
So good.
I was walking by the Image display at the store and saw it, and it was one of those where normally I'll pick it up and read the back of the book just to get an idea of what it's about. But instead what I did was I flipped through it, and the artwork to me
So beautiful.
is like anime meets comics.
Yeah.
It's some of the coolest looking stuff I've ever
Yeah.
seen. So that was before I read the synopsis of the story,
And
but
what I really liked about the story, the reason I started reading, is the artwork is so well done. They actually did a background and then put the characters on top of it.
Yep.
Instead of how they normally do, is they draw the character and then they draw the background.
I'm gonna put a panel of this somewhere around here so you can see, because that,
It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
that's
such
really
a
nice.
beautiful,
Yeah.
like, oh.
so if anything, this is going to be a visually stunning book, and I can't wait to read it because I'm a bit of an art snob when it comes to comics. That's just how I am. So
So the next one I got is Vampire the Masquerade #4. If you want to talk about art, this one's beautifully done because they use a lot of watercolors in it. It's really cool to see how they do that in a comic. There's actually it started as a board game first. They actually have it in the gaming side at my store, and then they continued it on with the comics, and it's just a beautiful comic. It's all around just beautiful
amazing.
comic. And then I have Money Shot #10. So Money Shot, I don't know if I've done a review of this or not.
No, we haven't.
Oh my
actually.
gosh. So Money Shot is set in the future. So we did something here on Earth that made aliens be like, hey, do you want to welcome to this age of technology? Do you want to join the galactic blah 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 blah? And we did bad things to them and we insulted them. So they were like, forget you guys, and they bounced. Well, there's still a handful of scientists who still want to learn how to travel to other planets to do sciencey things, and the only way they can come up for money for it is porn,
live stream porn.
live stream porn with creatures from other planets. It's got a good storyline.
Yeah.
Good storyline.
I've literally heard these two reading the issues as they've gone through it. They're dying laughing between
Yeah,
the two of them.
it's so great.
I want to say it was like issue 8, like a few weeks back. She, for like 10 minutes straight, couldn't stop laughing. She
Yeah.
about fell out of the chair.
I did. It's so funny and it's so good, and it's not for anybody under 18.
Yeah.
Most of probably what we have in here is not for anybody.
Definitely that. If you're under 18, don't
Oh,
look
look.
at it.
We have another hashtag
Yes,
aftershock.
another aftershock. So this is Dead Day #4. What's really interesting about this is it's a concept I haven't really seen before, except for one time in Doctor Who, but they took it a different way. So one day a year, the dead come back, and they're not always happy about only being here one day. So shenanigans ensues. Death, despair. It's pretty much a horror comic, but it has like the story of itself is so interesting, and the art style is definitely.
I've only read issue
Hobby,
1, but
yeah.
I definitely want to read the rest of this.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And then I got from Zenescope, which is one of my favorite companies. It was actually one of the first companies I ever started reading with their original Grimm Fairy Tales. Grimm Tales of Terror. It's the Halloween special, this year's Halloween special.
Guess I'm gonna start holding that up. That stack's getting big.
Yeah, I know. We'll get a couple more. We'll get a couple more. So I'm really excited. They always do super awesome stuff for every holiday. Like for the Veterans Day and stuff like that, they do pinup ones, and most of the proceeds actually go to vets. The Halloween one I'm really excited about because, so this is Death. This is who they have as Death, and she only shows up in the specials. And she showed up for a hot minute in the main story, but she only shows up for the specials, and she likes to teach people a lesson before she kills them. Which, what's the point of, like, okay. It's still great, and I can't wait to see what this one's going to be about. It's usually 2 or 3 different storylines in the specials. This one is an old comic, it's not a new comic, and it's a one-shot, and for any of you guys know, I loved Sabrina.
It's still ongoing, babe.
Well, Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, okay.
I
was talking
love that
about the Netflix one.
The Netflix one actually got canceled.
They still have a season to go.
They still have one season, but it got canceled. I'm super sad, but I've watched all of that. I super love it. But this one's actually Madam Satan. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have watched any of the show, but Lily, or Lilith, which I think at this point in time everybody kind of knows, she was the real original first lady, woman, whatever, in history, in the Bible, but she falls in love with Satan. And here it is present day, and Satan's like, nah, I'm gonna go after somebody else. And she's like, well, fine, I'm gonna take you down. And then she becomes Lady Satan, or Madam Satan. So it's a really cool one shot. I can't wait to read
Now,
it.
is Archie Horror the company that did it?
Yes, it's Archie, but Archie Comics did it, but Archie Horror is kind of one of their like DC has Vertigo.
Right, because
So
that's
it's
how
for,
they do the Archie,
like Marvel has Max.
Archie versus Living Dead or
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
So it's their horror side of their stuff. And they've actually got some really
Archie in the Afterlife is what it's called.
That's what it, yeah. And it's really cool to see some of their horror stuff can be horror. Especially from a company that's done like Archie and like good whole
Good wholesome stuff.
Yeah, that's there.
Same people that gave us the fake band that sings Sugar Sugar.
Yeah.
That's the Witches.
Yeah. So this one's actually, I've read one or two of their other Chilling Adventures of Sabrina stuff, and it's actually been like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to dismiss you as horror anymore. So they've made a name for themselves in the horror genre.
And that's saying something because she's about as picky when it comes to the horror stuff as it gets.
I love horror, but if you're gonna try and make it something else, don't call it horror.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
That's
as you
what we
can
got for the
see,
week.
that is everything. And we say for the week, that was like, if you want to encompass everything here, it's about 7 weeks worth of comics. A
Well.
month for them. This is about 3 weeks for me.
Yeah. So this is the stuff that has kind of accumulated over the last month for us. We had a very busy month. Very busy month. In life and at work. So, sorry guys.
We always got stuff to read though. That's the great thing about comics. There's always something.
New stuff. There's always more.
Alright guys, well that's all we've got for this week. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Catch you next time.
Great tots. For those of you that stuck around to the end of the video, here's a special little bonus. We'll put it in the description just so most of you don't miss it. But we got one more thing to include with our haul. Sean went to Walmart earlier and found this bad mamma jamma.
It's a bad mamma jamma.
The Mandalorian with the child. And I'm gonna unbox this bad boy.
Episode 2 just dropped, I think.
For season 2? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, by the way, for those of you that have been watching the series while he's getting this going, let us know what you think. You know, what did you think of season 1? What have you thought of season 2 so far through the first couple of episodes? Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you hate it, why? Because you're wrong.
Best thing in the Star Wars universe next to Rogue One.
Oh my gosh, right? Of all the newer stuff,
Yes.
I like Rogue One.
Talk about the one of the new movies that I have not watched yet. That's the one.
Rogue One is the best out of the new trilogy.
Yeah.
Fight me hard on that.
It's a great
Wouldn't it
side
be
story.
a quadrilogy instead?
No, it's a
No, 'cause
one-shot
it's-
side story because it's
Oh, yeah.
prequel to everything.
It's like the Solo movie they did. It's Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
This was
Okay.
Rogue One,
Well,
a Star
Rogue
Wars.
One was kind of set between the
It was before
trilogy
New
and
Hope.
Oh,
it was
okay.
before New Hope, but after
Okay.
the Unholy.
Either way, I still need to watch it because everyone's, you know,
I love it. It's my favorite one.
Oh, look how shiny this mug is.
Oh my gosh.
like for real, the mug is shiny.
Look, it's got his gun. His cape looks amazing.
Now I gotta turn it around because I want to look at the front of it.
There's so much detail. They even have the nails for the child.
Apparently he doesn't
That's
agree.
Baby Yoda. Oh, Baby Yoda's grinning. Ooh, where's his frog? Somebody feed him a frog.
Either his frog, his cup of soup, or the little ball off the control knob of the ship.
Needs a little ball.
I want to say that there's pops. I know there's a pop of the child eating a frog, but there's also
Yeah.
another one I think
Well,
where
he's got
doing
his cup of
the
soup.
Yep, he's got the cup
Yeah.
of soup. So expect those to be added to our collection very soon.
Because we have the 10-inch of the child of Baby Yoda.
It looks like a
So-
full size.
Yeah, like that's the size of Baby Yoda.
This is one of those.
Oh my gosh.
Anytime any of us go like to Walmart or a store that we know carries pops, even when we don't have the money maybe right then to grab it, we always go just so we know what they're carrying. Because these two are expert hiders of stuff, then they'll come back and get it. I just happen to
You
have,
see your face in them.
we just happen to have a bunch of spare cash lying around, and so when I went to Walmart to get a few other things, ran through it,
Oh gosh.
had no idea this was going to be
The
there,
bubbles.
and so I grabbed it
That is
because
good.
Star Wars stuff in general is pretty popular.
Yeah.
So this is one of those where I knew if I said, it'll be here next time.
It would be.
So I grabbed
Yeah.
it. They had no clue. I didn't tell them. I walked in the door and turned around with the box, and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
So
Well,
Yeah.
to be foul.
to
It is-
be foul.
To be foul.
To be fair.
It is so well done. They've done such a good job on it. And as always, all the Disney stuff's bobbleheads.
Yes.
But I like the way his is because they have it right, like where his gun is, it's amazing. His cape looks amazing. There's so much detail in his belt. You can see he's got his extra bullets on there.
Bandolier.
Funko is
Around
getting
his-
really
oh,
good about
gosh.
their detail.
Yeah.
They have come such a long way
They
since
really
the very
have.
first pop. That
I mean,
I want
ugh.
to say was a Batman pop, and instead
Yeah.
of coming in a box, it was in a plastic like egg thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They've
they've
come-
come a long for
They've come a long way because what they started off was called Wacky Wobblers and they were like bobbleheads and now they do just everything. Shirts, like I'm wearing one of the shirts right now.
Yeah.
They even have their own line of like comics where they take number ones of like DC or Marvel stuff and they turn it into the exact same cover but with pops instead of
Yeah, when they were doing the boxes, the
Collector
Collector
Corps,
Corps, Legion of Collectors, even the Star Wars
Bounty
Smuggler
Hunter.
Bounty, Smuggler's Bounty.
Smuggler's Bounty, thank you.
We would get number ones and very key issues that they would pop the cover.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, really cool.
And some of their exclusives were pretty amazing too. They've come such a long way because at the very, very beginning, sometimes the paint would be a little not on
muddy.
par.
It'd be muddy.
I think they were still trying to figure out their footing in that. And look how far they've come. Like you have a 10-inch, but the detail is so beautifully done. His gun, if you look underneath the cape, his gun is actually completely done.
Yeah.
Like it's painted and it's completely made, which is just so
How can you
cool.
not? That's the cutest thing ever.
How can you not love that?
That is the cutest thing. I mean, next to hand, this is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah,
But that's all we got for you guys today.
for real this time.
For real. Glad you stick around to the end of the video. If you liked what we did here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe.
Hit that bell to get
Follow us on
notifications.
Instagram for any more behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
All right.
Exactly.
Have a good one, guys. Catch you next time.
Bye.
Later.